Alrighty guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day today. Welcome to this week's trading live stream. Hope you guys are all having a beautiful day today. Now in today's live, we are going to be talking about some of our trades over this past week here, which we've done a phenomenal job. So, I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video or in live stream. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. I have that up. And one little quick thing is we are now going to be going on TikTok live here soon. So stay tuned for that. If you guys, don't have access to watch on your computer or on your phone, and you just want another site, we're going to be going live on TikTok here as well. So hope you guys all enjoy it. And if you guys want to learn more about trading and investing, check out our school. It's called the Swing Trading Masterclass. We have private live streams, quizzes, lectures, a group chat, and today is the last day for the 50% off sale for Code Summer for 50% off. So check it out down below and let's get started here. I'm going live on TikTok as well. So if you guys have any questions here today, feel free to ask. So, all right, the stock here that we traded, let's go ahead and get that up. And everybody watching on TikTok, feel free to ask any questions and, join us on YouTube if you guys want to see my screen here. So, all right, this past week here, really, we took heavy amounts of trades on Tesla, ranging from shorts to going long, and all of those. Welcome to the live, Daryl. Appreciate you coming in. We are also on TikTok or on YouTube as well. So with Tesla here, one of the first things I look at when establishing should I trade this, should I get in on this, is trends. Trends is your friend, and with Tesla here, Tesla stock, as we look at it, has heavy support in this zone, has heavy resistance up here. So obviously you could look at this and go, okay, I'll just buy in the support, sell at the resistance, and then we went to a lower time frame like that 5-minute chart here. And you guys can see that, yesterday we took a great trade on Tesla. We took a great trade on Tesla stock on that 90-day EMA line, hit it, confirmation of the 50, rallied its way up, did really well for us. And then today with Tesla, we took a short trade. So we bet for the stock to go down. So I went ahead and I actually looked at the 1-minute chart really for this trade, and I was waiting for an entry point quite a lot with this Tesla trade. And if you guys are watching on TikTok, feel free to come in. We are also live on YouTube where you guys can see my full screen. So make sure you guys check that out as well. Right on YouTube, you guys can see me do some trade breakdowns. Any questions on TikTok, feel free to ask and make sure you guys like and follow. All right, so with Tesla here, you guys can see there really wasn't any trend line, breakout. We saw that trend there. Could have had an entry point for a long trade on it. But I felt like with the Tesla stock today was up 5%, and then it was up 7%. And I'm like, the last thing I wanted to do was hop in and go long on a trade with the stock that's already up, 5%. So I pretty much waited for that breakdown of the trend here with Tesla, and it rallied its way up, sold, and then we got in on that short right there. So we can draw it out. So got in on the breakdown, set our stops above 307 for a push, back down to some of these lower levels, and 4-to-1 risk and reward. I appreciate you coming in on the live, guys. We're also live on YouTube. Right on YouTube, we're also live where you guys can check out my charting and look at some of the stocks here that we traded. Any questions, feel free to ask. But, over the past week here, we've taken a variety of great trades on Tesla. That was kind of like our bread and butter for this week. That short trade, the long trade, all of that good stuff, is basic technical analysis, basic stuff, nothing too crazy. And we also right now, our holding category, or the main stocks that we're holding here is Amazon, Berkshire Hathaway, Google, MAGS, which is the Magnificent 7 ETF. We got Meta, QQQ, SoFi, Visa, and VU. The strategy we're doing on all of those is just straight dollar cost averaging, right? Just investing consistently, developing a good average share price. And the reason why is because these blue chip, well-established ETFs, I feel very confident in, taking and averaging down as the market sells off. So I appreciate you guys coming in the live. If you guys are watching, make sure you guys double tap on that screen a couple of times. Make sure you guys follow. Yeah, overall though, this past week we've killed it with these Tesla trades. That's kind of like I said, they've really been our bread and butter. They've done a phenomenal job, just basic technical analysis, and people always ask and they go, Carter, are you day trading? Are you swing trading? Right now, I'm really focusing on I'm really focusing on day trading. And the main reason I'm focusing on day trading is because of the volatility that we've experienced holding positions overnight. Right now, with just the general market, with tariffs, with just all this uncertainty, anytime you buy a stock and you hold it overnight, it just carries a little more risk. So some of the ways around it that I've personally found is to just get it in and out of positions over the next, get in and out over the next, trading day, during the same trading day. The markets are about to flush. Yeah, here's the thing. People ask and they go, Carter, is the market overvalued? One of the main reasons we've experienced so much buying pressure out of just the general market is because of the 90-day tariff pause. So the Trump administration comes out and they go, all right, we're pausing, the reciprocal tariffs for 90 days. The stock market has just nonstop roared up in buying pressure. What happens after that 90 days? You got to ask yourself that question. So I have crazy growth on Nvidia, gained over $300. Let's go. For me, one of the best strategies that I do is just being straight prepared for Nvidia. So what I do is I set an alert for under $100 for Nvidia. If it falls under $100, guess what? We'll buy a couple of shares. We'll buy those dips and we'll just wait. We understand that the best strategy with investing, with trading, one is to take advantage of market sell-off. There's been a lot of studies that have came out, a lot of data on this that says, so if you invest, let's just say you invest for 40 years. On average, the average return is about 10% per year, okay? If you buy during those dips, it jumps that average return from 10% to 22%. So yeah, with blue chip, well-established ETFs, we're definitely going to be picking up some shares of. And if you guys are watching, we're also live on YouTube. We're live on YouTube. Thoughts on what looks like Palantir and AMD and Intel. Palantir, the thing is I'm a firm believer. I do like Palantir. I'm a huge bull on it. My average cost is in the $40 range, so it's been a great play. Do I think it's overvalued at $120? Yeah, I do. I think it's a little bit overextended, a little overvalued, but that doesn't mean that it can't go higher or you can't make any money off it. It's just harder to, and when they fall hard. Tesla has been booming. Tesla is, like I said, over the past week and a half, we've been day trading this stock. For those of you that have been following our channel, I would highly recommend checking out my YouTube channel, because we've drawn out this basic technical analysis, right? Basic technical analysis, support in the 170 range, resistance is the 290. So obviously you could just buy on support and sell at resistance. What is the name of the trading platform you use? The trading platform I use, so I used Moomoo actually for all my trades. Great question. I have a Robinhood account for my Roth IRAs, so a growth portfolio, but for like all my in and out entries, I want a direct access broker, which Robinhood is not. Robinhood works with other hedge funds, other companies. Weeble's good too, but Robinhood works with hedge funds, and so what happens is if you trade with Robinhood, the main downside of it is if that just say you try to buy a stock at $1, what happens is Made about $200 earlier this morning on trading Tesla calls during the move up. Let's go. That's awesome. That's sweet. Congratulations. That is awesome. I made money on the short on Tesla, so it's cool we made money both ways. But what was I going to say? So Moomoo's a direct access broker. So you'll always get the fastest fill. You'll also get the best available price compared to Robinhood. If you buy a stock for $1, they're going to send that order to the exchange for, $1 or no, for like 98 cents. And they're going to profit that 2 cents. That's how Robinhood makes money. And so for me, having a direct access broker is always better. So if you guys want it, there's a link in my bio where you guys can sign up with Moomoo, because they're a great broker. But yeah, over the past really the past couple of days, it's been Tesla trades, just more blue chip, more well-established ETFs and companies. So like Tesla, we did take a couple of trades on SPY. It was either early this week or late last week. If we look at it, just some heavy, we can find these great supports on these lower time frames. You just got to draw them out. And great trends, like something, I don't know if you guys are watching. For those of you watching on TikTok, go on and check out our YouTube channel. But like great trades like this here, where you have both the long play and the short play on that trend. So that's kind of what we look for, is just trend breakdowns and all that stuff. But any questions about investing, money, trading, feel free to ask. What's your YouTube channel? It's just Carter Farr. Carter Farr on YouTube. Feel free to check it out. We do trade recaps every single day. We talk about strategies and insights and all that stuff. So check it out. We do have a school. We're doing a TikTok sale today for $150 off. So it's like $50. It's like the price of a book. You just got to use code TikTok, and there's only 5 spots. And that's in my school. That's in my bio. What's the difference between buying with shares and buying with money? Honestly, buying with money is more incentivized for people that can't buy full shares, or you want to buy a little bit over a share. So if that's just, say you have $100, instead you could buy, that's say the share price is $200, you could buy half of a share. But then if the share price is, that's just say $60, you could buy, some partial shares. But my wife allowed me to use $500 to invest in crypto or stock. What do you suggest? So for the first question, that's a great question. The first question I would ask is, are you looking to invest it, or are you looking to trade it? That's the first thing. What's your time frame? If you want to just invest in not worry about anything, I would go VOO or SPY, one of the indexes, one of the funds where you can just sit back, relax, and just watch money roll in. But yeah, I mean, that's the first question I would ask. If you're looking to go high growth, high risk, then what I would do, do you come live daily? I do. I go live every single day on TikTok. But yeah, so if you're looking to trade it, I would use, I would go more educational route and just learn to trade before you invest or trade any money. But yeah, I mean, great questions. And any questions, guys, on YouTube and TikTok, feel free to ask. What time frame do you come live? It depends every day, honestly. Sometimes it's early, sometimes it's late at night. Today I wrapped up my trading session kind of early, and I was able to post a video beforehand on YouTube. So that's why we're getting we're live now. So it depends. I would say most of the time it is after like 4-5 o'clock. You think it's safe to buy and sell Tesla and Nvidia? I trade Tesla. I've traded it almost every day this past week, and it's I think it's illegal to live stream trading. Yeah, I don't live stream my trades. I do trade recaps where I show you guys my entry. I'll show you our statement, and then we'll this is all just 100% my opinion, guys. So do your own research before you guys invest or trade. But yeah, I have as well. It's been nice and literally money glitch. Yeah, it's just the past couple of days have been just killing it with Tesla. So, and if you guys are watching on YouTube, you guys can come watch on TikTok and vice versa. We're live on both, which is fun. So, but yeah, and if you guys want to learn more about trading, there's no law there's nowhere in the law of the United States where it says it's illegal to stream your trading. Yeah, I don't know. I just do trade recaps because one of the main issues I used to do trade live stream trades, and what I had a tendency of people doing was trying to trade those stocks that I was trading, at that same second, but there's always a little delay. And it's just one of those things where I think it's more important to learn and focus on how you find stocks, how you do entry points, and then always use me as a reference, and then just better to do that way. That's what I did. But yeah, but I appreciate you guys coming in. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. We've had a great day, great week. Really, just basic trend lines, moving average lines, RSI lines, and MACD. Nothing too crazy. When you day trade, what are the time frames you use? Great question. So the time frames I use, the first thing I do. So let's talk about the trade today on Tesla. I'll always start and I'll look at the hourly. I want to look at the hourly so I can find just a broader support, broader resistance, right? So you guys can see heavy resistance up here. And for those of you on TikTok, unfortunately, you can't see this, but you guys can still listen. So heavy resistance at the range of about 290 to about 289. Heavy resistance, heavy support at the 270 mark. So I use the hourly to figure out the general time frame, general support resistance. Then what I'll do is I'll go to the 5-minute chart. I go to the 5-minute chart to find broad support, because if you go to the 5-minute, the support on the 5-minute is going to be a harder support than the 1-minute candles, the 1-minute chart. So then after that, as we find support, so like yesterday, 90-day moving average line had heavy support here. So, we threw an alert there, sold off, boom, rallied up. Great entry point, rallied up, did really, really well. Then you can go to the 1-minute chart and you can see just those trade breakdowns a little easier, better entry points often, and you can see where there's a little bit lighter of support and resistance. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. So it's like 3, the hourly, 5-minute, and then the 1-minute for day trades. For swing trades, it's the daily and the 1 hourly. 1 hourly for my entries. Where do I start? I have money to trade and own ETF, but I have no clue about day trading. So what I would recommend doing is, if you're just starting out, I would highly recommend you invest into education. Investing in education is by far the best thing you can do. So what I would recommend doing is honestly checking out our school. We're doing a TikTok live, sale for $150 off. So the school is $50, where you have private live streams. You have a group chat with over like 300 people in it, and they're all traders. So you can ask questions, voice concerns. And then we also have in the group chat where every single week I go ahead and I give you my watch list. And then when I see a setup, I'll post it in there. And also included in that is all the course is where he makes his money. I do make money off my course. Yeah, 100%. I'm a firm believer in capitalism. If you're good at something, never do it for free. That is business 101, Jay. 101. If that just say you're doing anything in life, if you're good at building chairs, make a course out of it. If you're good at writing books, make a course out of it. So great question though. And like I said, on my YouTube, we go ahead every day and we post literally the trade breakdown. We post our P&L insights, all of that. So yeah, great question. Low GPA activities. I do have a degree in finance, business administration. So great thing. But yeah, if you're just starting out, I would highly recommend, just investing into education there. That'd be the route I would go. And you don't even have to do a course. You could, you know, really, you could. What could you do? You could paper trade. You could watch YouTube videos. All that stuff. Yeah, that's some great stuff there. And if you guys are watching, make sure you guys are liking. Make sure you guys are following. And I appreciate you guys coming in to the live stream, guys. I appreciate you guys coming in here for a little bit here. But yeah, any questions about investing, about money, about trading, feel free to let me know. We are just kind of hanging out, answering some questions here today. And if you guys are watching, make sure you guys follow. All of you guys that are watching, every single one of you, I want to see a huge follower spike right now. So make sure you guys follow. I appreciate the follows, guys, coming in, killing it. And on TikTok, on YouTube, all of that stuff. I appreciate you guys. Sent me a red heart. Let's go. Let's go. I appreciate the red heart. Is it normal that my broker has, is the course a one-time payment? Yes, it's a one-time payment. If you're watching, yeah, it's a one-time payment, lifetime access with private live streams. Every Monday we go live. Yes, so but yeah, so every Monday live streams, you guys have group chats, quizzes in the course. There's a final exam to help you before you go out in the real world and trade, all of that stuff. And we're constantly adding stuff to it. We're refilming some of the segments. This upcoming week, we're adding a date. More coursework to it. Is it normal that my broker has a 1% difference in the real price? What's the broker? That's my question I would ask. What's the broker? Because obviously, not really. It shouldn't be. But with not direct access brokers, what's your thoughts on Fartcoin? I've never heard of that. That's funny. But yeah, what a great live stream though. How do I get the discount? So at the checkout, there's going to be a promo spot. Okay. And you guys can put in either code SUMMER, SUMMER, or code TikTok. One of the two. And those sales, they do end today. Today's the last day for those. So great question though. But all right, guys on YouTube, I am going to be ending it here. Did a little nice trade recap. I appreciate you guys coming in. We're going to stay live on TikTok. So if you guys are watching on YouTube, feel free to carry over to TikTok. We're going to keep hanging out there for a little